thankfully, almost out of a whim, when I was at the fire department years ago, Red Cross came along and they were instructing, and I took them up on it, and then they asked if I wanted to be an instructor, and I did for a while. So I enjoyed that, and man, am I ever glad. What dividends. I can recollect what happened now, but I'm sure it was instinctive, and instinctive from the standpoint that I had the training. But I had no idea in my wildest dreams that I'd ever need it, and let alone on my son.
I was on the edge of the roof. I saw it all right in front of me. It was like boom, flash, and I saw them all fall. I was on the edge of the roof, 2 stories up.
But when I went over to him, I just assumed that he'd be all right too, because everybody got up, and I actually watched his eyes roll back in his head, and it's going to be a little tough to tell. But, I'm yelling his name, and I hear everybody yelling for call 911, and Jesse's not responding. So immediately then, only because of the training that I had years and years ago that I thought I'd never need, I pulled his head back, and I just started a real big breath, and and I stood back, and I think I'm ready to go for compressions, but I can't tell you that honestly. Even my thank you note to Tomasi, I said I go to look, and there's his hands on his chest. This guy just got knocked down too, and he doesn't know CPR, but he's seen it enough, and he's on the compressions. After minutes, the realization between breaths that my son was not responding, that it might not turn out well. And I actually jacked his head back farther, and I saw when I breathed that time, I actually got teeth marks in my mouth, on my lip. Saw his whole chest come up, and Anthony said his legs stiffened up. He kind of puked a little. I turned his head sideways. I actually saw his eyes roll back in his head, and he was just dazed, and I said, "Say, Dad." And it was like something out of a movie. He said, "Dad." That was awesome. I don't know, I wish I could tell it without feeling it, but that was the most awesome thing I've ever seen. From the worst day of my life to the best, instantly.